So
Gonna be here.
So you're gonna send him in, and he's gonna come, and he's gonna probably go, okay? So when he goes to do that, take the lead rope, which you still have attached on this side of him.
Yep.
You'll move to the other side of the door, so that way you have even more leverage. Yep. And you're gonna use his rib cage and his body
And
to
then kinda
like
pull
press
right
it
against
to
him.
press it against him to try to get control of his nose. Get his nose tipped back this way, then allow him to go.
Okay.
If you can't get his nose tipped back this way, and it gets up and over his back, because if
Yep.
it bends this way, it'll get up and over his back.
Yeah.
If you don't get it at the right position on his rib cage, then you're screwed.
Yeah.
So then just leave it draped over his back and let him go.
Okay.
Okay? Try really hard not to get it tangled up in his legs. I'd rather it be draped across his back than dragging around on the floor.
So basically, at that point, if I realize I don't have it, just take and lay it over his back, more or less.
Well, and I also want you to like really try to like reel him in.
Yeah.
Right? To try to really make that happen, because we have to teach this to him now, because
Yeah.
now it's so. And then once he comes around, it's up to you if you want to be on the outside of the gate or the inside of the gate. I don't care, because he's probably going to have even a little more anxiety because it's going to be new, and oh my god, my food's over there. I have a longer, so he
Yeah.
might have a lot more forward momentum than we're going to want.
Little fire in his feet.
Right.
Basically.
So if he comes kind of flying around here, bump back out behind the gate, raise your rope over the gate.
Okay.
Because if he puts his head down for any reason and the rope's not over the gate, it's going to get caught underneath that door. And
Yeah.
now we're going to have a whole other situation where he'll panic, flip his head up, possibly rip the gate up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then you can, if you want, you can stop him here, but maybe ask him to take a step back. Right? So like you can point him out to where, dude, there's nothing there for you.
Yeah.
And you can even let him discover there's something missing. Right? Just like even let him go there and
Yeah.
then back him from there and say,
Once he's kind of calmed
Right.
himself down.
and he may then even ask you, like, what's up? Right?
Yeah.
And say, well, I have to do this first. The goal is to get him to start asking questions, because he's not asking questions. He's just blindly
Yeah.
going, right? So we need him to ask you, wait, what do I do now? And then say, well, if you let me get your halter off, I'll feed you.
Yeah.
Kind of like, you don't have to actually verbally say that. It's just,
Sometimes it works when you're doing it because it's making it.
yeah, absolutely. That's often I do it not only just for the camera, but so that my body language actually says what I'm pretending
Yeah.
to say. And then once you get the halter off, I would do it this way instead of grabbing his nose now.
Okay. The underneath.
Yeah, because he's now gotten such a habit of trying to get your hand, and he's
Yeah.
not biting you. He's just trying to nudge you out of the way. His mouth is not open on any of those times.
Okay.
But I would just prefer that you can go here to undo
Well,
the
that's
snap.
that's what I ended up doing. I tried that out with him, releasing him yesterday, and I mean he was good with it, but of course it's a whole different horse when I'm releasing him in the field though. Even though there wasn't hay yesterday. I was gonna say
No, not yet. Yeah.
yeah, but I
But he
mean
might have thought there was.
it was a whole different horse because I mean it was okay. I mean he just was like
Yeah,
whatever.
and this also will clear you of his anxiety pat, that big heavy paw that he does, that
Yeah.
real high paw. He's not striking. If he was striking, he'll get you. Trust
Yeah.
me, and it's lightning fast.
Yeah.
So that's just him like he does with his hay,
Yeah.
right? But getting hit by a knee or a hoof is not
It's
fun.
good. Yeah.
So when you're beside him, you're also safe from that.
Yeah.
It's not likely that he's gonna, unless he is actually attempting to strike you, which that's not what I'm reading. Then he'll be able to get you from the side, but that's not what he's
My
doing.
husband did make it clear I'm not allowed to get hurt because he doesn't want to be here at 4 o'clock in the morning. just so we're clear.
So like if your hip is on his like top arm, right? You'll be out. You'll be clear of it, and you'll be where you need to be for that,
Okay.
right? And then it's
and
not
when
like
he's pulling away, I just use that.
just back up with
side-
him.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, before I flip it, I just keep using that, like, as he's going sideways, I just keep using the side of
Yeah,
the
to kind of like
halter
just
to
you
pull
can
him back.
firmly
I don't have
manage
to
his
go
head.
under him. I can hold it from the side to manage
Yeah,
it.
so like you're trying to undo the snap, and you've
It's
already.
that one
This is
right
how
there.
you're steadying his head, right?
Yeah.
You can firmly say, hold your head still,
Okay.
right? Once that's undone, then you're gonna come around. You're not gonna stay on these two pieces. You're gonna move up above that ring.
But I'm
Right.
usually not going to do that till he's holding still to start with. So I'm going to wait for that split second that I have. Oh, you're holding still. Okay, now we can.
Then we can drop it to your nose. And because he just literally turned a year on the 10th.
Okay.
Okay, so we have to remember that. He's such a baby.
Yeah.
Right? So then you're just going to drop on it. As soon as he even just goes, like, you don't even wait for a big breath or anything like that. Just when you feel him kind of go, whatever, like, it'll be a microsecond.
Yeah.
Try to drop it down at that time. And, you know, step out of the way. Like, if you're right there, you know, you can just kind of step out of the gate. If you keep him kind of here, he's not able to get out of the gate, right? You'll be able to step out and be gone.
Yeah. Because he's going here.
Yeah, he's going there for now. If, however, you do get him to where he's still on the rope and he's got a lot of forward momentum and he gets, like, kind of past you and there, we want to make sure that let's just say you had to stay outside of the gate. Make sure you bend him back. Don't let him make another loop.
Okay.
Because then the rope will be down on the wall side of his body.
Okay, and we don't want that.
We don't want that. That's, again, you're going to have to drop the rope. You're screwed. Yeah. And I would rather him sort out what it's like to step on the lead rope than have you or him get kind of tangled up in a panic, a different type of panic. Him figuring out, like, how I did that to myself is a lesson he's going to learn anyway.
Yeah.
Doesn't have to be today, but so if he comes in and you see him heading to the, like, nosing to the corner instead of nosing this way,
try to put pressure.
because I want you to give him a feel so he knows he's supposed to come this way.
Yeah.
But if for some reason he's resistant to it, or you feel actually the opposite pull, then that's when you're going to brace yourself already and bring it down his rib cage. And I want it, like, try really hard not to get it over his back, but also try really hard not to get it down in his legs. It's like
right in that middle.
Yeah, like the middle of his ribs. Like, imagine that there's, like, a line down the middle of his ribs and you're trying to match it with that rope. And then just try to reel him in, you know, and then gripping hard with the slack that you've gotten so it doesn't get right back to him. And then get his nose bent. But if for some reason, you know, that doesn't work and you end up getting up over his back, just put it over his back and shut the gate, let him come figure out, and then step in and be like, would you like me to help you?
Yeah.
And then obviously, like I said, if there's too much forward momentum, just get out of his way, but try not to let him keep going.
Yeah.
In a pacing, like, you know, don't let him be Bentley.
Oh,
you know, but he'll do that in high speed for a different reason than Bentley does it. I think that was it. Like, I was up in the middle of the night writing all of this. It's actually a post on Facebook. Because I'm like, this is what a trainer does. They just loop over and over again, like, what could go wrong, how to manage it. If you don't feel it, you're getting, like, I would try for 2 solid stops.
Okay.
Before you get to the stall.
Okay.
Like, solid stops.
Like hoe.
And then,
like, he doesn't know hoe at all, does he?
No, but your body language coming to a complete stop could be something.
Still tell him hoe and we're gonna stop. And...
When he stops and you're ready to go again, release him with a touch. Okay. So that way he'll wait for the touch. See, we need him to know releases, so he waits for the touch. Then carry on like you just started again, kind of thing. And then hoe again. Okay. And he does check in like the other horses do. He may look at you. You know, chances are he's not trying to bite you. He might just check in, release him. If you feel like you can get it again here, I would try to get it more like Katie's stall, so that way you can change sides with him before you get to Katie's stall.
Okay.
And then almost.
Yeah, we had talked about, like, not at the door, but a little before her stall, just so we weren't by the door.
Yeah, and in that case, you could, if you wanted to, change sides then. If you feel like changing sides is something you're going to be able to do safely. If not, it'll be way safer to just go down there, turn around, come back, be on the correct side already, and then you'll just stop there and invite him to keep passing. Okay. Right? And then in that case, I like to use the word in.
Okay.
Because that helps for the trailer. You know, and through gates and stuff, so that way they know I'm not following you, but I need you to go. Yeah. It's kind of the opposite of wait. Okay. Right? I'm standing still now, and I need you to continue. So I think that was all that I was worried about happening. Feel free to stay behind the gate the whole time, because he's probably going to have a lot more fire in his feet with a lot more, you know, forward, heavy front motion. And because it's all going to be new, all of it. Yeah. Right? You only accidentally did it the wrong way one time. Did he go the way you needed him to go that day?
I think so.
No, because I think you went in and you changed him as you realized what was happening.
But I think he came in and he went that way, I want to say, and then
bend back.
Yeah, then we.
So okay, let's say hypothetically he does that and then tries to bend back. Same thing. Catch his nose the best you can, reel him in, get him bending this way.
Okay.
So your goal is going to be, once you've got him coming through the door, is to get him thinking this way. Okay?
So I almost want to be like, basically.
If you can, the only problem with that is that you're limiting your safety because you're getting in his way.
Yeah.
Right? And he is known to bulldoze.
Yeah.
And if he's definitely wants to turn back this way, which is what's been happening, he's doing it with his ass hitting the gate.
Yeah.
You're going to be in ass zone. Right?
Okay.
Not that he'll kick you. I think we're through that.
Yeah.
But you'll be in his
My
swipe.
Yeah. And my feet are in his way.
Right? Yeah, we don't need you to hurt your feet.
He's hit my foot once. Well, he hit my boot in a crossover and didn't hit my feet.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, he had, but it was fun. That was the one that we were walking outside and he was doing really, really good. And then he stepped on my shoe.
And he stalled you, right?
I couldn't move. I was like, oh, well, okay. It didn't hurt, but I can't move yet.
So hopefully this resolves all of that, and maybe by the time I'm healed, we'll be able to maybe put hay in his stall and see if, you know, because that's a lesson he has to learn. Like, I'm not gonna like baby one horse in the sense like one horse can't learn this. No, but it's not your job. You didn't sign up to be a baby trainer. But maybe as you get more comfortable, kind of knowing how to say, no, I need you to go that way. No, I need you to stop, and feeling more like he's saying, what would you like me to do? That's what we need him to do. We need him to start asking questions.
Okay.
Because he's just not asking any questions. But he's asking questions on your walk in. He's listening to your body language on the walk in.
He's really good. Like till about Katie's stall.
Till about Katie's stall.
Then he's like,
till that. Oh, I'm almost home. Right?
Yeah.
That last stretch to get home.
And it's gotten further and further where he started. Like he's good longer.
Oh, good. Good.
Like it was much earlier that he would actually get ahead of me.
Yeah, like Bentley's stall.
Because it was like where you had said like tell him wait on the way in, and I'm kind of like, it's gotten to where I'm like, I don't really have anywhere to tell him wait until I actually need him to wait. Like
so
like,
now just
there's no, I can't yell or to tell him to hey, and I'm like, so that by the time I need him to, I can do extra support. But I'm like, he doesn't have anywhere. He doesn't get ahead of me at all until the very end.
Well, now we'll do it as a hoe. We'll do it as a practicing a stop and a go, because I've done that with him.
Yeah.
And tip, don't do it where his nose can go, oh, there's an empty stall.
Yeah.
Right? Do it on one of these walls.
Do it on a wall.
Right? So he's not thinking.
And if he doesn't stop, just
spin
turn
him
him,
back.
spin him, and get him
and
into a
say,
stop.
and then get him back over next to you and be like, and then once he gets next to you, drain your energy so he knows, okay, that's where I'm good to be.
Yeah.
And then say, now let's try again. Right?
Okay.
So you're gonna really focus on your energy.
Okay.
I mean, that's what he's probably more naturally responsive to energy than the older horses are, because that's how he would have survived next to his mommy.
Yeah.
In the wild. Okay, cool. Okay, so this is day 1 of changing Oopie's routine to make him a little safer when he comes in for breakfast. He's been getting more and more animated about being a little pushy with Jessica, and we need to make that not continue to happen so it doesn't become such a bad habit that it's a hard thing to relearn for him, because he'll have solidified his behavior. So we're just going to try to give him a whole new routine. So what he's going to do is he's going to come in and head to that wooded corner and then bend back to the red door corner and then come back to where the gate is open, and we're going to unhalter him there. We've removed his food so that way he can learn that he's not coming in for food anymore. I want all my horses to know how to have their halters taken off with food waiting for them, but under this circumstance, Jessica didn't sign up to be a baby trainer, and he wasn't 100% about it with me yet, so he's not continuing to learn it. He's not continuing to show evidence that he has learned it. So, and he's developing some, oh, nice. So what I've asked her to do is to halt him coming in at least twice before she gets to this gate. And then once we know that we're getting our hose and our stops to, clean, then maybe she'll be able to just cross in front of him when she gets to the stall. Nice. Oh. Good. 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 Yes. Good. And I love how he leaned like, oh, I'm not supposed to take another step. Good. So I'm going to get out of the way in case she needs to go past me. Wait.
Wait.
Wait. Good. Good. In. Good. Good. Bend, 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 bend. Good. Good. Gate, gate, gate. Good.
Wait.
Get beside him. Get beside him.
Wait.
There you go.
Wait. Wait.
And you're gonna move up. Yep. Yep.
Wait.
Awesome.
Wait.
Back up. Back up. Back up with him. Back up with him. Good. And let him go.
Okay.
Excellent. Awesome. 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 And now he can have his food. Excellent. Excellent job.